What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Marcus.
And I'm Shelby. And we are Crugers with the C.
You always mess up our intro.
What?
Because you say we are. I thought we said this months ago.
What is it? Weird?
Weird.
Okay.
We need to do it again?
Yes.
Because you acting like you don't know what time it is.
Go ahead now.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Marcus.
And I'm Shelby.
And we are Crugers. I did that on purpose. Okay. Let's do it. Ready? Mm-hmm. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Marcus.
And I'm Shelby. And we are Crugers with the C.
What's up, honey?
What's up?
What was that?
I don't know.
What you was going to say?
I was going to talk junk.
What you was going to say?
I don't remember. Because you be trying me all the time.
Hey, well, who else gonna try you if I don't?
I don't know.
I gotta keep you on your toes.
Yes, you are. You do. Mm-hmm. You do.
I'm sorry if I sound a little weird. You think I sound weird?
Yes.
The last time it was you because you was doing that goddamn coughing, and now it's me and I'm losing my voice, so I can't even scream at work.
Oh.
I have to get somebody else to talk for me. So
you better use some sign language skills.
In my line of work, my voice is very. It's an instrument. It's a tool.
Mm-hmm, I know.
That's one of my most used tools.
You have your whistle?
Yeah, but like you can't use that all the time. For certain instances, it's not the right time, and it's not a good time, right? Because it could cause a lot of trouble.
Oh.
So for the most part, my voice is my main instrument, and I kept trying to say stuff, but my voice kept cracking.
Crack-a-lacking.
So my coworker was laughing at me. I was like, man, this is horrible. I can't do my job. So, but anyway, it's getting better.
You need some hot tea.
Yeah, because I drank some contraption I made, but it was okay, but it wasn't all of that. Anyway, how about you? What you been up to?
Nothing much, just same old, same old.
What's that?
Work, basketball,
yep,
and children.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. Nothing exciting or new over here.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything.
Yeah, me either. Well, I had some good thoughts, and I really want to just jump right into this podcast.
Okay.
Because I think it's pivotal. What? We at the 8-year mark, going on the 9-year mark, right? And I think sometimes you got to stop and reevaluate and reassess some things in your relationship. So I guess we could title this podcast, Why Did I Get Married? Okay. Something like the movie,
I hope it's not like the movie.
No, just a title. Just a title. But that movie did say a lot of stuff, So this
did.
By the way, this is episode 26. You can send emails to Crugers, WAC@gmail.com. Once again, that's CRUGERS WAC@gmail.com. You could comment on SoundCloud. You could comment on Apple Podcasts. You could also like us on Facebook. Also, go to the YouTube page to watch these videos. So now that that's out the way. But why did I get married? We want to break down that question. What does that question mean to you first?
Why did I get married? People being nosy for one. I'm just playing.
Some people are nosy.
I don't know. I just never thought about having a meaning to me. What about you?
Well, I have to go back to the movie because when the movie came out, it was like, why did I get married? I was like, that's a catchy title. But I'm like, why do some people get married? So why did I get married? It sums up all of the thoughts and feelings I had before I got married.
Why did I want to get married?
That's a good way to put it. Well, that could be a subtitle to that. Why did you want to get married?
That would be a question that I can answer, I believe. I like the idea of family. I like the idea of always having somebody that I can go through things with, that can be my best friend. We can laugh, cry, celebrate, do everything together. I
Right.
like that idea of having someone close to me.
So marriage to you means family?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Yep.
just spending time together. It's family.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. What else? Like, what were some things like? Did you think marriage was a fairy tale? Did you think it was like on TV?
Yes, I did.
Mhm.
Growing up, I thought it was a fairy tale. I thought it was all happy-go-lucky, and you fall in love and you'll be that way always.
Uh huh.
I thought that.
Right.
I think a lot of people think that.
Um, did I think that? I'm not sure if I thought that. I just I saw a mixture of marriages. I saw what I would consider healthy marriages. I saw marriages that was toxic, and I was able to see some marriages that actually had problems, but people were willing to fix them. And then I saw marriages that ended. So for me, it was not more of a fairy tale. It was like I saw all aspects, and I saw what was real.
Yeah, I think I've saw that too. I know I did because my parents, they divorced. So I did see it and I did experience it, but I think I held on
You
to
held-
the fairy tale moment or memory or aspect of it. I didn't want to think of what was real, but that was when I was younger too.
Uh-huh.
So as I got older and got in relationships, I realized,
But
It's
I
not
still
all that.
see that you have a hold on to that. I
what
wouldn't
fairy
say-
tale?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I guess because you like the type of movies you watch reflect that for you, and you like that, and I think it's hard for you to see marriages in trouble.
No, it's not hard for me to see that. I don't think. I just like positive things,
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna sit here and watch bad movies about marriage over and
Oh,
over
yeah.
again.
That's
So
just a shoot 'em, and you don't like action movies. That's just shoot 'em up, bang bang.
Yeah.
I can't watch this.
I don't like suspenseful movies. I don't like killing. I like love stories. I like comedy. So yeah, that's just like this is what I like to watch.
And that's where we differ because I love those type of movies.
Yeah.
But it's okay. But getting back to it, I didn't mean to sway you from your train of thought about fairy tale marriages. You were saying that's what you like.
Yeah, that's what I like. But I know the reality. I know what's real.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, I probably had a little bit of issues at first of knowing the difference between them. Fairy tale TV marriages and then real life. Yes, I did. I can't admit that. But I know the difference.
I don't think that some people have assessed what marriage really means
No.
and like the amount of work that goes into marriage.
Yeah. It's not. I think people think marriage is like it's not, a lot doesn't come with it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, I think that it's just like it really don't have any value to a lot of people. Like, okay, so what's the value of marriage in your eyes?
Okay, before I answer that, I think people think marriage fix things.
Like,
Just relationships. They think that it'll make it better.
okay,
That's how I think some people see marriage. Now, what was your question?
what was your value? What is your value of marriage? Like, how do you what value do you place on marriage?
I place a lot of value on it because it's something that you have to work at and you have to be willing to do. It's not easy.
No,
And so
it's definitely not easy.
it's not easy. So that's why I place a lot of value in it, because you're going to have to place a lot of yourself in it. You know what I'm saying? You have to put a lot of work into it. So it's not something that's just a little piece of paper. Well, some people think it is a little piece of paper.
Right.
But marriage comes with a lot. So that's why I value it so much, because if you can get through all the obstacles that's in the marriage,
Right.
it's beneficial at the end.
Yes.
It makes you strong. Marriage makes you strong. Marriage can make you grow up.
Right.
It can make you a better person. It matures you.
Right.
It teaches you how to share. It teaches you how to compromise. It teaches you how to love unconditionally. So that's why I place so much value in it, because it teaches you all those things in between two people.
Right.
A lot of intimacy. I mean, not always sexual, but you have so much in marriage. I can't even list everything.
Right. Now, I wanna go into this before we actually get real deep into this. Marriage. All of that stuff that you said, that shows that marriage is unselfish.
Yes.
Marriage is resistance. Marriage is humility. Marriage is working together. Marriage is putting your things aside to figure out how you two can work as one. Now, I was recently watching an interview, and like, it really bothered me when these people was like they had an open relationship. What's your thoughts on open relationship?
I think that's the easy way out.
I do too.
It's like, what's the point of being married and you're going to have an open relationship? Why don't you just date? Don't get married. Don't so-called commit yourself to someone, but at the same time you stepping out on that person. What's the point?
It's like I can't put aside all of these things I want. I got to have it regardless. Let's just do it. It's okay with me. It's okay with you. With me, I'm not good with that, because I look at marriage as like, I'm giving you my word. I was taught that if you say something, if you say you're going to do something, do it. I was given the value of your word, because sometimes your word could take you further than anything else.
Right.
Like if a person could do a certain job, but somebody else who could do that job, you can say, yeah, they could do it, but if I give it to this person, I know that it's going to be done from A to Z, and it's going to be complete, and I have nothing to worry about because I know how they work.
Right.
And it's the same thing with your word. If I'm saying I'm going to love you, if I'm saying it's just going to be me and you, if I'm saying for better or worse, that's what I meant.
Yeah, and that, like, where does that vow come in place with somebody having an open relationship?
Because it's like, yeah, you got the little itch, so your temptation is going to allow you to go out and be with somebody else.
Yeah, but how can you come back to that person and say you love them when you was just all up in somebody else?
And that just let me know about will. Your will. Your will to want to do something. And I just think that's, like you said, the easy way out. I think it's like, dang, I say I love you. I say I'm going to give myself to you, all this. But this temptation too hard. I need to go test something different. I've been with you for all this amount of time.
Right. I think now, this day and age, marriage is not what marriage, well, I can't say that because it's always been like that. Papa was a Rolling Stone. It's always been like that, but now to me it's more open, so they're trying to make marriage fit into them.
I think it's the convenience era.
Yeah,
everybody want convenience, and it's just,
my thing is, why get married? Why not just stay single and sleep with all men, women, whatever you doing? Why get married? That's my question.
It's because you want your cake and ice cream too. And like, that's why I think it's important for people like us and other people who really are in those monogamous relationships. It's just those two people, and they're in the relationships to where they're fighting against all of that stuff, and we're going to hold marriage to a higher standard than me backing out because I have eyes for something else, or you have a feeling for something else.
Right. But my thing is, why can't you try something different within your marriage? Instead of stepping out, why can't you say, hey, can we do this? Can we do that? Can we try something different? Can we, why not try that and see how that goes?
Or even taking yourself away from each other for a while. I mean, as much as you can.
Yeah, just giving that I miss you factor.
Right.
Okay.
Because, that's something that that I believe could help, because after a while, I believe that you start seeing what you don't like about a person, and then you compare, and that's where the danger come in.
Yeah.
So I just think that open relationship thing
it's dangerous.
It's dangerous.
Because whatever you doing with that next person, you don't know what that next person doing with the next person.
Right.
And then you can be bringing that to your spouse, and then it take a toll on your spouse or whatever. I mean, it's just so many factors in that. And then that next person that you stepping out with probably can get jealous.
And I'm glad you said that, because they said that jealousy made them get closer to each other. But it's like a negative thing brought you back closer when you realize, look, I don't really want to lose this person.
Yeah.
That's all it was. You realize that this person may potentially walk out of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So why even play with that? It's mental. It's all mental to me, and I don't agree with it. I just don't agree with it. Period.
I don't agree with it. I just think it's sad. I think that it's sad, and you're not willing to put in the work and give each other a chance. It's like I just all of a sudden just give up on you.
Right.
So I want this open relationship so I can get it, because you obviously can't do it.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But it's like you ain't give that person a chance.
When the going got tough, you got going.
Yeah, and it's a lot of things in marriage. It's gonna get tough. So you can't always run to somebody else.
But George Michael said it best. But you gotta have faith to bang, to bang.
Oh,
I
Lord.
gotta have faith to bang, to bang. Baby, you
don't know none of the words.
I know this part. Maybe. Before this river becomes an ocean, and before you pick my heart up off the floor.
So, honey, what's your value?
Get it out.
Yeah. Your value.
I believe I said it earlier. My value is giving you my word.
Okay.
My value is fighting through the tough. My value is and I just recently realized this. It's two things in my life that I've been consistent is not the word. It's two things in my life that I have been ahead of the curve on, that I have really strategized on. And it may sound cliche, but it's my marriage and this podcast.
Okay.
Two things that I was intentional about, I just didn't let life throw me into it. I was intentional about it. So, and family and all of that comes after marriage. Okay. So, my values is that holding the standard, keeping that standard, and having value. Or like if you could buy a house, having equity in my marriage. So those are my values, and just building my family, and really looking forward to passing a good generational blessing on to my kids. So those are my values.
Okay.
What was that? Sorry. Little alien over here. All right, so let's get into the discussion, and let's talk about why did you get married? Okay. So what were some things before you got married that you hoped for and that you looked for?
For one, I wanted my husband to be faithful. That's the one thing I wanted. And second, well, maybe I'm wrong. Second, I wanted my husband to accept my child. So those were the two most important things for me about getting married, because it wasn't just me, and I needed for him to treat my child like she was his own.
Did you get that?
Yes.
Okay. And did you have problems with that once you got married?
Yes.
Yes. See, we had problems.
Yes.
We did have problems. We had a lot of issues.
Yeah. When we first got married, yes. I think most of our issues happened then. But marriage was just new to us for one, and living together was new to us for one. Everything was new. So it wasn't just us by ourselves. We both had children. So, it's a lot that we had to learn about each other. So, yeah.
Yeah. And that was pretty much along the same lines as my things that I wanted. If y'all don't know, y'all could go back and look on this YouTube channel, Kruger with a C, and you could catch a lot of our earlier videos
I
where
know.
we
Oh
broke
my
down a
gosh.
lot of information about blended families,
Yes.
recreational time. We talked about a range of things, and these videos weren't long. They were like 5 to
5.
10 minutes,
Yeah.
and we just covered a lot of stuff. But we might have to revisit some of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I wanted was a strong family because, okay, I'm gonna be transparent, and this is a Hallmark moment. So play the music. Before I got married, one thing that I used to be riding all the time, right? And being a bachelor is kind of, it gets old when that's really not you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I was designed to have a family. I think I was designed to be married. So
Okay.
I wasn't never designed to be a bachelor forever.
Okay.
So at the ending of that time frame, I would see people in the car with their significant other and their family, and like they're going places, and here I am by myself. That didn't feel good to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted that feeling of family. You know,
Yeah.
that was one thing I wanted. Although I did have a child, but me and that child's mother, we weren't together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but so the whole concept of family as a whole,
Yeah.
that's what I wanted.
Yep.
You know, so that was one of the things that drove me. So, and then I got that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that we were pretty good together. And I think, actually, I got what I prayed for.
Yeah, I know you always say that.
Yeah, I wrote this down in a book, and my exact thing that I wrote down, I got. So let me tell you, you got to pray for some of those things.
Yeah, you do. And you have to be persistent. You have to believe.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. So, with that being said, we're talking about some of the things that we go through. We gotta realize that with marriage comes a lot of hard work, and I know y'all hear that all the time, but like, this is what I want you to
Or
do.
do they really hear that all the time?
I hear people say it's hard.
Okay.
This is what I want you to do. If you have any questions about marriage, go ahead and comment, or you can message us on Facebook.
Please do.
But send us some information with some questions that you have,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe we could open this up to another conversation
Yeah.
and discuss those problems, because it's so much stuff that we went through that I'm sure we could help somebody.
Yeah. And our main thing that we always throw out there is communicating.
Mhm.
That's the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're not a communicator, you're going to have to become one.
Yeah.
That's reality. You're going to have to talk. You cannot hold stuff in. That is not helpful at all.
Were you a communicator at first?
No.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't mind talking.
You
I
didn't
wouldn't
mind
shut
snapping.
down. I
You-
wouldn't shut down, but I wouldn't express myself clearly.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I would snap.
I think that most of the time you would snap first, but that was because you wasn't explaining everything.
Right.
You know, and me, I'm the type of person, I'm going to keep asking you until you tell me.
Right.
You know, and at certain times in our relationship now, we have mastered that. We have got it, but it's still times that we revert back to being stubborn, or we revert to shutting down, and we revert to not talking to each other. So it's like, why do we do that? And those are the things that can really hinder us. And like, I think right now we're at a sensitive time, because we're at I think what they call it, the 7 or the 10-year itch, is when people start feeling different ways. So this is not the time for us to be doing that.
Right.
You know, once you get over that 10-year hump, you looking to 15. Now you really got equity in it. You know, so but our time flew by.
I think so too. But I think our marriage was so busy.
Yeah.
I mean, we moved in together. We had a baby right away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it seemed like every other year it was something going on. So I think that's why things went so fast. You know, we had another child, and then we had to bury her, and then we got a house, and, you know.
I never thought about the business of marriage.
Yeah. That's why it's like, it's so exciting to have someone to be with you while you go through stuff like that. That's why I don't know. That's why I like the idea of marriage. You guys get to do all kinds of things, experience things together, and have memories.
Yes.
Memories.
But what's marriage if you don't talk to each other?
I don't know. I don't see how you can't talk to your husband or wife. Because I consider you my best friend.
Right. The same here.
And when stuff happen, I'll be ready to call you or I'll be texting you, hey,
Yeah.
you busy?
Yeah.
Hey, you sleep?
Yeah.
Most of the time when you see my hey, I know I'm getting ready to tell you something.
I never thought about that, but I'd be like, what's up?
Yeah.
You know what? I do know that you're going to tell me something. I do know that you're about to tell me something.
Yeah, because I just do hey because I don't know if you recording. I don't know if you sleep. I don't know if you in class. Well, I know, certain times of the day. So that's why I was like, hey. Like that hey not going like that your notification is not gonna be loud still. Yeah, but I have to talk to you. I talk to you about everything.
Mm-hmm. And lately, and I have to get out of this. I've been waiting to tell you everything at once.
Yeah.
So that when we do talk about it, maybe it could open up another conversation, and we'll have something to talk about on air. But most of the time, I tell you stuff straight when I find out. Like I can't wait. I can't
wait either. I can't
hold water.
Nope, not at all.
So it's like stuff like that. Like if you don't talk, like I work with people who like, yeah, my wife needs to go talk to somebody, but I'm like, she got you. Nah, we don't talk like that.
Why?
I don't understand it. You sleep with this person every night.
Yeah.
Or you sleep with this person.
Yes.
You literally bought a place together and say, I don't want my own room. I'm going to sleep with you.
So many intimate moments.
But you don't talk.
That's what I don't understand. You should be able to do all of that. If you could see me have a baby and see all of that, I need you to be able to hear what I got to say. So
I'm just glad that we have a good foundation of communication, because without that, it's like I'm missing so much. I could sometimes tell what you're thinking about something, even though I want to hear what you got to say. I still can almost know where you're going when you're finna say something.
Yeah, and it's like, why wouldn't you want somebody like that in your life that knows you like that and have your back like that? That's special. Like just like how mamas have that sense that their kids doing something and you could just say it. That's the same thing with a husband and wife. We know how you definitely do. You know how I feel. You know if I'm upset or it's just a connection, I guess.
Let me give a different point of view here and a different way of thinking. I think it get old.
What?
The relationship.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think it get old, and if we could be real, can I talk about us? And sometimes I feel forgot about by you.
Still?
Yeah.
How?
I mean, I don't know. It's just I do. Sometimes I feel forgot about.
Well, I guess I need to step it up.
So, I mean, like those things like that too. If you don't talk about that type of stuff,
the person will never know.
Yeah, and it could become a problem. So if you and your spouse, if you maybe feeling forgot about, you got to let your spouse know. Because if they don't know, then it's just going to continue to be a problem. Now, so saying, why did I get married? And then you going through this time and then you start facing problems. What's the root of those problems? And I think the reason I feel forgot about is because probably it goes back to that love box and that attention. If I'm not getting the proper attention from you. So one of the reasons I did get married because I wanted somebody by my side. So now that you've been by my side, I think sometimes life can get in the way and I feel forgot about.
Yeah.
Like all the stuff that I dreamed about and me and you, we here, but now you're forgetting about me.
Yeah. And it's not intentional.
Yeah.
Like you said, life gets in the way. And that's another thing. You got to learn how to balance it. But I can be so busy with life that I didn't know that. And you telling me, nah, it's on my radar. What you doing?
Taking my shoes off. Do you think that we have mastered the business of life?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No. It's too many schedules. It's too much going on. I think we try. I think once we do master it, something change.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. We can.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we do, something change.
I think that we learn how to adapt.
Yeah, that's another thing. Now, okay, we talking about all this. Now, what if somebody come up to you and say, Marcus, why should I get married? Y'all saying all this stuff, it don't sound good. How would you answer that?
First, I'll assess them and see, why do you want to get married?
You'll turn around back to that question.
Yeah, I would turn around that question like, what's important to you? Like, I would ask them, do you want to be married? Do you want to be married to one person? Are you in it for the long haul? And then I would tell them the benefits of marriage. Like, the benefits that we got, we built the friendship. We built the friendship for 10 years. And now our friendship is solidified. I get a special feeling like when I go somewhere for couples, and we go somewhere and they be like, how long y'all been together? And we would say, bloom, this amount of time. It's a special feeling you get with that.
Yeah.
Like, you could be in a relationship with somebody, because you look at it like this. You'd be like, how long y'all been together? We've been going together for 5 years. Oh, y'all married? No, we're not married. You don't get the same feeling when you say we've been married for 5 years.
Yeah.
So this is something that I could take with me, and it's like a trophy for me.
Okay.
And then I would tell them, listen, I'm building the foundations for my kids to look up to. My kids can see that marriage work. My kids can see that we have a close family and that all families don't have to be broken.
Right.
So I would tell them the benefits of marriage. What would you say? That was a good question.
I probably would ask the same thing too. And yeah, I'll ask them the same thing, and I will let them know that marriage is work, and are you willing to put the work in? Because you can't. What I see a lot of people just give up.
Yeah.
Unless it's really a need for you to get out that marriage. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But some
we
people
know the physical abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know that, but if he ain't take the trash out and he don't keep his side of the room clean,
or if she don't check the mail,
that's not a reason to get married. I mean, to get a divorce. But yeah, it's the little things though, because you remember when we was taking marriage counseling, it was the little things that caused people to get divorced.
Yeah.
The little itty bitty things. So are you strong enough to handle that?
Right.
So those are the questions that I would ask, because the little things, the pet peeves can get on your nerves so much that you're just like, I can't stand this person. I'm ready to go.
Right.
No, that's petty.
And that's why I think too, and I don't want to leave this topic, but a lot of people try to date first and then see if it's going to work. But if the person is worth it, like to me, you were worth it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
To me, you was worth it, and I took that gamble and dated for 2 years long distance. So I felt like it was something that I was looking for.
Yeah, you know what? You say our marriage went fast. I think those years of dating was long.
Yeah, because we didn't see each other.
I think that was so long.
It was like,
and it was only 2 years.
What you think has been a pattern in our relationship?
What you mean?
Like, you see any trending patterns? Like, waiting is one for us.
Oh yeah.
Always waiting.
Yeah.
Waiting. And I think now, like, with school has been a very long journey. But think about
waiting and adjusting.
Yeah.
And adapting.
If I'd have never went to school, I don't know. I just can't see myself not taking this path. That makes sense.
Not taking the path, yeah.
I believe if this podcast is an effect of school.
Yeah, it is.
So I guess it has been beneficial. And just looking at like the trends that's in our marriage, like waiting, we're always waiting for something else. So I think everybody's waiting on something, but you got to stick it out.
Yeah, you do.
You know, that's the thing that
If
I see.
anything, you have to stick it out.
You have to stick it out because you're almost there. It always get harder at the end.
Yeah, dude. When you feel so aggravated, it's getting ready to end.
Man. Ooh, because I could think of some things that I've been like totally frustrated with, and it was like a little bit more time and I was finished with it. You know, so it's like I'm just trying to figure out like patterns of things that we've experienced in life. And I think that waiting was one.
Yeah.
Waiting and adjusting.
I even thought about before we was getting married, when we was planning, like the weeks before our wedding, it seemed like everything was falling apart. I don't know if I ever shared that with you, like the food, my dress, the venue, everything seemed to be, I couldn't find tablecloths. It's like everything seemed to be falling apart. And I was like, I know this is going to be a great wedding because we just waited so long. We did this apart. And it was just so hard. I was like, boy, look at here. Everybody coming against this. Not everybody. Everything was coming against this wedding. I was like, if we don't have it, bump it. We gon' do this. So.
And our wedding started on time, too.
Yeah, I know. I remember one of my cousins came. She came late. And she was like, what happened? I missed the whole wedding. Yep.
We started on time.
We was 10 minutes late.
I wouldn't even say that's late. I would say that's a grace period.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and we was there, so it wasn't like they were waiting on us.
Nope, everybody was there. I don't know why I started late.
I think he probably just gave it a grace period.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. But that was good that we had it on time.
Yeah, like I said, everything was going down. But it was on time. It was beautiful. Everybody enjoyed themselves. The food was good.
Yes,
and
Lord.
We had fun.
Yeah, and this
excuse me.
I want to give a shout out and a rest in peace to one person that was very instrumental in our wedding with our food.
Oh yeah.
And I'm talking about when you say friends, listen, when you don't expect the people who you don't expect that you should ask to help, them be the people that come and just blow your mind.
Yeah.
And this guy, it was actually your boss at
husband's
the time.
Husband. Yes, they came and they helped serve food. They was just there.
They just was like
on it.
Words can't explain.
Yeah, they helped us like they were our relatives. Like that was my mama's sister or somebody.
Yes.
Like they were in the family, and that was like a uncle in the kitchen.
Right.
We went our route of food. We just went throwback. So we had turkey. So I had all my aunts and my grandma, and they all had turkeys and whole turkeys, and we seasoned them and put them in that turkey bag, and like it was a turkey in everybody's house in Fort Lauderdale in their oven. But he cut up the turkeys and put the turkeys in the little pans or whatever, and they served. They did something else too. They helped clean up. They helped set up. It was just a lot, and I just want to say thank you and rest in peace, Dan.
Yes, Dan the man.
Yeah.
Man.
Dan and Jennifer Dubuque.
Yeah. That was very nice.
Yeah, my mama was like so surprised too about how much they helped. This is my boss.
From work.
A VP at a university. Yes.
That was cool.
Yeah, it was.
That was absolutely cool. I never experienced people just stepping in like that.
Yeah, my whole family stepped in.
Yeah.
Shoot, one of my great aunts, she made the chicken and rice, and that was a lot of chicken and rice. And it was some chicken and rice left. My grandma froze some of that chicken and rice. My aunt going around with my mama, getting all the stuff for the cocktail hour. My dad, your parents, everybody that was in the wedding, people that sung, played the piano. It was just so much. Everybody came together.
I had family travel from North Florida to South Florida.
Yeah.
Take that 5-hour drive. It was like people and friends. It was just people blew our mind. People would come out and support you, and that's one memory we have.
Yeah. It was a lot. I remember I was getting my hair done and I didn't have any more funds to get my nails done, and my hairdresser, she got my nails done for me. It just was so much, so much love.
Right.
So I guess people love love. So
yeah. And that's one thing that you got to remember. You did that. You did, and that's one thing that helps me because I said these vows in front of people, in front of our family, in front of our friends. And I said that I meant it. So that's why I'm like, I put value in marriage.
Yeah, because so much goes into it. So many people want to help. So many people want to see you happy. So
once you get through all that and you get to like a certain amount of time in your relation, do you feel like it's important to reevaluate
the relationship?
Yeah.
Because you grow. So it's time for you to reevaluate and see what's next for the next 5 or 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
yeah, I think it's important.
Do you think let's even back up and say from the dating phase to the engagement stage to the marriage stage? I think it's always good to evaluate.
Yeah.
Not necessarily saying that you have to change certain things, but evaluate I think we need to evaluate right now.
I mean, yeah, we probably do.
We're at that point to where we have evolved as people. I know that I've evolved.
Yeah.
Like my mental capacity has very much evolved from the person I was a few years ago. Ideas change. My thought process about certain things have changed.
Your goals in life.
Yes.
Yeah, and then even family, your children, that changed too. So a lot of people spend a lot of time, with their children and pouring their life into their children. And then when their children grown, they looking at each other like what to do next.
Right.
That's time to reevaluate. Hey, they gone. Let's go travel.
Yeah.
We can be kids now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or I'm gonna be open and I'm gonna give you one of mine. You don't have to necessarily do this if you don't want to, but I'm gonna do it. Now it's like with me and you, and I'm gonna be honest. Sex was very, 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 very important, right? But now it's like me talking to you. I'm not saying sex is no less important, but so don't get no thoughts in your head. But what I'm saying, like me and you talking, sharing ideas, sharing conversation, sharing points of view, that is so satisfying.
That goes with evolving and growing.
Right.
So yeah.
That's so satisfying to me now. It was like almost a reminder of like the people sitting at the dinner table reading the newspaper. Like how that gives them a peace of mind.
Yeah.
Like me talking to you is stimulating mentally.
Well, I think that's important too. You have to have things outside of sex that can stimulate you.
Right.
So that's what I think is important. That's very important because I don't think your marriage, yes, it's all about, it should be about sex, but what else? Can you hold a conversation with your wife?
I was going to say that.
Yeah. Can you do y'all have something in common? Like I know a couple, they like to go fishing together, and I think that's that's satisfying for both of them, and I'm pretty sure they have their intimate moments, but that's what they have together. We have this podcast together, and we have other things that we like to do. I remember at one point in time in our marriage, before we went to bed, we used to play casino every night, and you used to get whooped.
I can whoop you in that today too if you want.
We need to make a call to my Uncle Wayne or Sammy. We need to get some rules because you be cheating. I mean, stuff like that. You have to have other things in your marriage that will stimulate you guys, and
And I would say this, like even you reevaluating, looking back at my love box, touch is still one of mine, but now it's like deep conversation. Like I just like deep conversation.
Have you ever explained to everybody what the love box is?
We have explained the love box. It derives from the 5 languages of love, and the love box is sort of like your bank account in your relationship. You figure out what your partners, how do they receive love, not how you necessarily give love, but what things make them feel loved. Is it touch? Is it communication? Is it gifts? So let's just take those 3. If I feel like like mine is touch. So if I walk in the house and you don't hug me, if you don't show me affection, I don't feel like you love me.
Yeah.
You could buy me all the gifts all day long, and I would think it's a nice thing for you to do. But if you don't show me affection, I don't feel love. So if yours is receiving gifts,
Which it is.
right? See, I knew that. That's why I said it. So if yours is receiving gifts, but I come in and I hug you, you might not necessarily receive it. Like, you might not feel love. Because touch is mine, affection is mine. Just because I hug you, that make me feel love, but it might not make you feel love.
Right.
But if I come in and I give you a gift, you're going to feel like I love you.
Yes.
So just reevaluating all of that. You know, for years, mine have been touch and affection. But now it's like communication and me and you talking.
Yeah. And, you know, mine is gifts as well, but you can't always go out and be spending money on gifts. So, of course, it's mine is if you fix something or if you take out the garbage and then put a garbage bag in the garbage. Oh, yes.
I'm working on it.
Yes, stuff like that. Or if I say, honey, that needs to be fixed, and I come home and it's fixed. Oh, yes, you can get it all day. So, I mean, I think that's important too in marriage. You guys need to know each other's love box, and it may be several gifts. I mean, several items in your love box, and you need to make sure that you touch them all.
Right. Like, yeah. So, you know, why did I get married? I think that was a good little conversational piece for us. And, you know, you got to evaluate this stuff. If you've been married for a while, if you're planning on getting married, it's a lot of stuff that you need to, it's like a checklist of stuff that you have to go into and prepare for. And I'm not saying you're going to get everything on that checklist and you're not going to touch everything at first, because you're going to have some experiences to bring your eyes to focus on that problem or whatever happened. You're going to have to go through some stuff, but you got to get ready to put in the work. And if it's important to you, it's worth fighting for.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, your car important to you, and you go to work to make that payment. So, you know, you got to invest in your marriage too. And this is an investment.
Yes, it is.
You got
You
to
have
think.
to stay educated about your spouse.
Yes, about each other. $62 billion divorce. I just keep thinking about that. Like, one thing that I prided myself on too is we always said divorce is not an option. We're not leaving.
Right.
And I pray that still remains from now until the time, you know, because we got to build on this thing. And if I build nothing, if I never reach $1 million, if I never, you know, reach a lot of my dreams, if my marriage works until my dying day, I'm good. That was the successful thing that I have done in my life. You know, and that's success to me.
Yeah.
That's a part of success.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, any more closing thoughts? Any benediction?
No, that's good. Any church announcements?
Well, I don't have no church announcement.
Okay.
But like I said, if you have any questions, comments, concerns,
Yeah, I want
thoughts,
to hear. I want to read some.
We need them. I guess we got to do a giveaway for y'all to communicate with us. That's what we got to do. We want to thank you all for listening to Cruger's with a C, supporting us thus far. You can check out the videos on YouTube at what?
Cruger's with the C.
No, see, she wrong. Cruger with a C.
What is it?
No S.
Kruger with a C.
Get it right, little mama. You can check us out on Facebook at
Kruger's with a C.
You can check us out on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts at
Kruger's with a C.
And you can email us at
KrugersWAC@gmail.com. KrugersWAC@gmail.com.
Anything else?
No, that is it.
Thank you all. Until the next time, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Shelby.
And we're Krugers with a C.